Hey, what's going on, everybody? Rudy here with the Retro Universe, and as you can see, we're doing things a little bit different today. I was going to do this whole recorded just using my hands, which is what everyone's kind of used to seeing. But I just thought I'd get on here, turn on the camera, and talk about 5 Game Boy and Game Boy Color games that are still great to this day. Now, I have it all hooked up here. I'm playing them through my epilogue. So I got my carts. I got my Game Boy here. So yes, I do still have my Game Boy. For those that don't know, that don't follow the channel, I got Game Boy games here that I'm connecting to my PC. So I'm playing the actual cartridges. And we're going to talk about 5 of them in maybe like a 5-minute for each one of them. Don't want to go too in depth because then this video will go on for a very long time. But let's go ahead and get started here. I got the first one connected and I will pull it up here for you guys. We have the Pokemon trading card game. Now, this game takes me back to a time where we were all playing Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, and stuff. And then the trading card game, the physical trading card game, was a phenomenon. It was huge. All of us were carrying them with us. In my age, of course, we're carrying them around, taking them to school. The schools didn't even let you have the cards. They wanted them taken away because they're such a distraction for kids, because they were just looking at their cards or trading their cards or doing whatever. So, Nintendo and the Pokemon Company decided to release the Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy. Now, what's really great about this game is that it plays just like the card game does, and it has little animations and stuff here and there. I'm going to go ahead and fire it up just so we can get started here. And it's just a really great game that still holds up, especially if you like trading card games and, of course, if you're a fan of Pokemon. So, it works for both those situations. And honestly, I come back to this game time and time again because I have such a great time with it. And we're going to jump into my save here. I think I just beat her. Let's not go to her because she's going to be a little bit harder. But let me just go ahead and jump over to someone else. And what's really great about this game is the music. As you're listening to it right now, I'm going to let some of the music just go ahead and play for you. Yeah, so this game has just some really great music. The battle music is really great. The way the game works is you get decks. You have 4 decks that you could create. And then from there, you go ahead and add Pokemon to it, add energy cards to it. So let's jump here. As you can see, I got Electric, Water, and Psychic deck. You can name them whatever you want. And this one might not even be Electric because I think I was in the... Yeah, so it's Electric and Fire, so it's just the name that I had last put on it. But yeah, here you go. You collect these cards, and as you can see, you have 0, 5, meaning you have 5 of them, 2 of them, and such. And you can add a total of 60 cards to your deck, for those familiar with the Pokemon trading card game and stuff. And here you go. See, you can keep adding them, and you can add more or remove someone, do stuff like that. And then you can just look at the card too and see what the attacks are, which is really cool. So yeah, this is one of the decks I have, and like I said, you can add any kind of cards you want. It doesn't have to be just one specific kind. You can add one of each if you want, but it won't really work out that way. So the way the gyms on here are handled are very similar to the ones on the Pokemon games. You have your fire gym, you have your fighting gym, your water gym, etc., right? So you go into the gym ready with the type of Pokemon cards you're going to need to defeat that gym. So right now I'm in the grass one, but they don't all have just grass Pokemon, so you don't want to just go in with nothing but fire Pokemon. So you want to change it up and add a few different ones in there, and it helps, especially adding some normals. It definitely helps as well too. And then you got your trainer cards that you're going to get, and you can go ahead and use them. And they, again, here it tells you everything that they do, but you can also pull them up when you're playing the game. And then, of course, your energy cards. At the start, you have very few cards, so it is a little difficult to get going. But as you progress through each gym and fight people, and you can fight them multiple times, so if you felt you did really well against someone, you could just ask them again to duel again, and you're going to get 2 booster packs out of it, which is really cool. So, enough talk there. Let's go ahead and just show you real quick a battle. I'm not going to play the whole battle, but let's go ahead and talk to Heather here. And so here you're going to hear some of the great battle music for this game. And what's really great is it really does kind of talk you through the game while you're playing it. It doesn't go into super tutorial mode after the initial few matches, but you know, it still lets you know what you need to be doing in case you forget every now and again. So let's go ahead and put Growlithe on there. Let's go ahead and put Magmar. We're not going to play that deep. Sure, just put everyone on there. Yeah, and then you place your prizes. Some of them are 2 cards, some of them 4, and then for the gym leaders and some of the tougher enemies, it's a total of 6 prizes. It's gonna say who's gonna go first. There you go. So there, I'm gonna play second. But the music is great. I love that the cards are what the cards look like for the original first series of Pokemon cards, and it's just a fun game. So if you definitely like Pokemon and you've never played this game and you have the Delta emulator or whatever way that you play games on, I definitely recommend you check out the Pokemon trading card game. I can't say it enough. I think I've talked about this game so much on so many videos, and if you've never played it, like I said, go ahead and jump in and check it out. If you want to go buy the physical game, I don't think it goes for that much, honestly. It's probably maybe 15-20 bucks. It used to be cheaper, but people are starting to kind of pick up on it. And of course, it is on the Nintendo Switch. I believe it's on the Nintendo Switch as well for the Game Boy stuff. I might be wrong. But yeah, so you just add a fire energy and then you can attack. Unfortunately, I can't attack yet because I need 2. So we're going to go ahead and hit done. And yeah, so you could choose if you want to add a fire card or you want to add a lightning to it, you know, because you don't need fire for the attack. As you can see, you have fire and then just a regular card. And we'll do this. And once you defeat the enemies, again, you will be able to get a prize. Once all the prizes are collected, you win the game. So that's the Pokemon trading card game, guys. Definitely, like I said, check it out if you've never played it. Or if you did play it back in the day and you don't have it, definitely go and check it out. So let's go ahead and stop this game here. Alright, I'm gonna take that out. So yeah, this game right here, get it. Now next we're gonna jump into one of my favorite little platformers from back in the day, and I mean the games from this series always continue to be great. Always continue to be great, and they are very easy. So you know, you're not going to go into any kind of tough challenge. Oh, this isn't working. We're going to do the old blow method here. Even though people say don't do it. I don't care. I do it anyways. Kirbys Dreamland for the Game Boy. Fantastic game. Very easy. It's very short. So it's not going to be a really long experience. The music, again, Game Boy games just had amazing music. So let's go ahead and jump into Kirby here. And let me try to remember. Listen to that music. It's just great. It's a fun game. It's like I said, it's not that long. You'll probably honestly beat the game in maybe 30-45 minutes tops. So I mean, that's Kirby games have always been easy, on the easy side, but it doesn't mean they're not charming as hell. If you've never played a Kirby game, I definitely recommend checking out Kirbys Dreamland. I recommend checking out any Kirby game that you could get your hands on. They are all great. The ones that came on a GBA are great too. And the DS and 3DS, everything. All Kirby games are fantastic. So I highly recommend you check out the series. And like I said, maybe even for kids, if you have kids, you want to get them into a simple game. This is one to go with. It's just that fun. And like I said, the music is great. The characters are all charming. and it's not one you could go wrong with. So it's not one I need to spend too much time with on, but I'll just get on here. And the funny thing about this game, if you look at the cartridge, Kirby is actually white on the cartridge, which was a mistake. He's supposed to be pink, but something about the person that, you know, did the cover art did not know that, so he is white on the cartridge when he's supposed to be pink. Yeah, I'll just go a little bit more here just so you guys can see some of the game. But like I said, great music, great visuals, great character designs, and the game is just pretty straightforward. It's nothing complicated, but you're gonna have a good time while you're playing this game, or any Kirby game for that matter. Alright, so that's gonna do it. Kirby's Dreamland, definitely check it out. I don't remember what games are all on the Nintendo Switch, you know, Game Boy thing, but if this is on there, then just bust out your Nintendo Switch and play it on there. Or if you're playing on Delta emulator, go ahead and get it on there as well. So yeah, that's Kirby. Oh, he's about to fall on his face. We'll save him from doing that. So Kirby's Dreamland, great. As you can see on the cover right there, he's white, and he's white right there, which is pretty funny. Next game we have is a given. This is going to be a game that you're going to want no matter what for the Game Boy, and that game is Tetris. I don't need to play a lot of Tetris to let you guys know what Tetris is all about, but we're going to do it anyways because the music is great and the gameplay is fun. Tetris will always be a fun game to play no matter what you're doing. You don't need to put so much time into the game. It's just something that you can mindlessly do if you're out and about, or you're just at home and you're watching TV and you want a little distraction. You play a great puzzle game like Tetris. It's just, this game is that good, and it's gonna always be good. I don't ever see this, you know, not being a good game. And there's obviously better and better games or versions of Tetris out there, but the Game Boy one is just perfect. I don't see anything that I would change about it. I mean, all the other ones add a lot more flashier stuff, and you know, Tetris DS is actually really cool just because of the concept that it goes through. But for Tetris, you don't need much. You just need that good music playing, as you can hear right now, and that's all you need. I am messing up here, and I'm sure it's going to start to anger people how bad I'm doing, but it's a great game, and you just need to play it to experience it if you never have. These games also go for super cheap if you're looking for a physical copy. 10-15 bucks tops is what you should pay for it, because it was obviously released with almost all Game Boys, so there are plenty of them out there in the world. It's not rare, so don't go and try buying a copy because someone says that it's rare. Yeah, just don't do that. But yeah, you just keep going with Tetris. You level up. It gets harder and harder. I think I've only made it, I don't even know what level I've made it up to, but it's just going to keep going and going from here. Every line you clear will eventually increase the level depending on how good you're doing. But yeah, that's just Tetris, guys. It's a great game, great puzzle game, easy to distract your mind with, and it's just an overall fun experience. So that's Tetris. Yeah, there you go. We're up to level 1 now. And I'll tell you how many lines you've cleared and stuff like that. So that's Tetris. Don't have to say much more about Tetris. That is Tetris. Taking it out. There it is. All right. Next game on the list. I have very fond memories of it on the Nintendo 64. I played the hell out of this game and its sequel. And they put it out on the Game Boy, and you know, I honestly didn't even know this was on the Game Boy till a few years ago when I eventually came across it. And I was like, that's freaking awesome that this game came out to the Game Boy. Obviously, the graphics are going to be held way back compared to the Nintendo 64. But Rampage World Tour is so good. It's so fun. What is going on here? Here we go. Okay. Something's not working. Let's do the old... Yeah. Get that thing nice and lubed. Alright, so yeah, Rampage World Tour came out to the Game Boy. There's also a Game Boy Advance version, which I heard isn't that great. I think it's like bundled with a different game. But let's go ahead and launch Rampage here, so you guys can go ahead and see how it looks on the Game Boy. I think this game is still fun. I think it holds up. If you're gonna play it, definitely recommend playing it on a Game Boy Color or something like that, just to get the color aspect out of it. Music on, difficulty normal. Let's go ahead and start the game, and we're gonna go with my favorite, which is Lizzie. And yeah, the story beats are all there. Just destroy all buildings to advance to the next city. So, as you can see, it's Rampage cut back severely, but your goals are still the same. Eat the humans, climb them out, climb the buildings. Oh god. The music is pretty simplified, but it's still Rampage on the go, which is really cool. And there we go, we destroyed that. I think eventually this will destroy. Let's eat this dude. And eat that guy. And destroy that car. But yeah, it's a fun little game. Let's see if we can get this helicopter. No, we're not gonna get him. Eat this dude. Destroy his house. Hey, what's going on? But yeah, there's a few levels on it. It's a good, fun little game. It can get hard. Why is he not? Hey, knock it off. But all the cool little stuff here, like if you hit this, you're gonna get electrocuted. Oh, or not. Why did I think you would get electrocuted on that? Let me see if I can hurt this helicopter. Yeah, take that. Oh, give me the money. Yeah, so it's obviously, it feels more like a little arcadey game. But I just remember so much of this game on the N64 back in the day. And you do get health when you eat the people, but there's always a helicopter constantly shooting at you, which can get very annoying. But yeah, this Rampage, guys. If you remember playing that game back in the day, then it's definitely here in all its Game Boy glory. Oh, nice! I dropkicked that freaking helicopter. Can I even destroy these buildings? I don't know. Maybe not. These buildings are just there. But yeah, that's Rampage. Check it out. This game also goes for stupid cheap on eBay if you're looking for a physical copy of it. Or go check out the N64 version of this game, because that is a really good version of Rampage. If it looks good, eat it. That's the motto I live by every day. Yeah, like no joke, right? Okay, that's gonna do it for Rampage, guys. Like I said, it's a fun little experience, and it's just a fun game. The music is pretty simple. It does get very repetitive, but it's still fun. It's still fun play, like 10-15 minutes of it, destroy a couple cities and move on to some levels. That's a lot of Game Boy games, right? A lot of Game Boy games were experiences that you really, you got the game, but it was supposed to last you a very long time. I recall so many Game Boy games back in the day that I'd get, and I wouldn't be able to get another one for a while. So you had to play this game over and over again, because that's all you had. So I'm sure this was a game for someone that they just played over and over again as a kid, because it's the only game they were gonna get all year, and it's what their parents got them. So yeah. Anyways, that's Rampage. Recommend you check it out. Rampage World Tour is what it's called. It's a black cartridge, so it works on Game Boy Color, and it does give you color graphics, as you have well enough seen. Last game, I hope my save is still intact on here. If not, it's going to be a long tutorial, and I don't really want to get into all that, but I could just talk about it at that point. The last game on here is a Game Boy Color game, Game Boy Color exclusive game, and that is dun 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 dun. I'm gonna have to go through and clean all of these cartridge contacts, Mario Tennis, which also I think came out for the Nintendo Switch. Again, I haven't played the games on there, so I don't know what releases. Mario Tennis for the Game Boy Color is phenomenal, and it's not what you think it is. You know, you think you're just gonna play as the Mario characters and play tennis like the N64 game that was its counterpart, but it's not. You actually play as one of these characters. You create, or you don't create, but you pick your character at the start, and you just go through the story mode, which is the Mario Tour. You can do exhibition if you just want to jump in and play some tennis, but yeah, you create a character and you just go through it. Yeah, it seems like my save is gone, which is kind of sad. Right? No data in file, yeah. You know, that's the bummer with these older games, is the batteries end up dying out on them, and so does your save. I was playing this maybe like 3 months ago, and it's a bummer that that save is gone now. But let's just jump into exhibition so you guys can see what it looks like. Let's just do 2 sets. So yeah, I mean, you can play as, you know, Mario characters. Let's go to play against DK. Let's just do easy. Let's do grass. But yeah, the story mode in this is pretty fun. You know, you join a school and stuff like that, and they teach you how to play. And it's just really interesting. It's kind of like a little RPG, which is pretty cool. If you get a chance to check that out, definitely look at the story stuff for it. It's really neat. But yeah, this is obviously just tennis on the Game Boy Color, which is definitely great, of course. I'm very privy to original tennis on the Game Boy, the original tennis game that came out for it, just because of my fond memories with it. But obviously Mario Tennis is better looking, and overall the music is great and the characters are great. So yeah, if you do just want to play some tennis, you don't have to jump into the story stuff, you really don't, but I highly recommend it because it's just really good. But if you just want to get in and play tennis like this, then yeah, by all means do it. I don't watch tennis on TV. I don't really care for tennis outside of a video game setting, but hey, it is a great tennis experience if you love tennis. And again, this one did come out on the Nintendo Switch. That one I do remember because I remember seeing it on Twitter. But yeah, this is just going back and forth, isn't it? And I'm like, hey, Donkey Kong, you're too good. Oh god, yeah, take that. But yeah, Mario Tennis is awesome, guys. Mario Golf on the Game Boy Color is awesome as well, so check that out too. But that's a 6th game, and we're only talking about 5 here. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the video. Just 5 great games that you could play on your Game Boys or on your Nintendo Switch. I'm pretty sure almost all of these except the Rampage game are on the Switch, so definitely go out and enjoy them. They're all great experiences. Still so many Game Boy games that I feel hold up pretty well. You know, there's a bunch of them out there that many will say just don't do it anymore, and of course you're not going to see on here, because I'm sure people will say, where's, you know, Link's Awakening, where's Metroid, and where's, you know, all this other stuff. Those games will always be great. Some of these are a little more offshoots, you know, but they still play well, and they're still fun to play and enjoy. And if someone's looking for some, you know, game to play on their Delta emulator, or their Retroid Pocket, or their Ambernic this, or some emulator of some sort that not playing the original hardware, then, you know, these are some fun games to go check out and, you know, experience if you've never enjoyed them before. But that's going to do it for the video. I know it's a completely different format than what I'm used to doing. I'm used to just showing my hands, but you know what? Yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it, guys. Have a good one and enjoy the rest of your week. That's going to do it for me here, Rudy with the Retro Universe. Take it easy. Bye.